Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for you. My name is Justin Coolip, and that whole host of names that you've always heard me joke about. And today I want to talk about something a little bit different. I'm going back to the easy content, and you're going to hear me say that a couple of times because world videos are kind of easy content. You say what you want out of it, and you kind of move on from it because we can't really predict a lot of what's going on as we have no reveals yet, and we're probably not going to get new content, new stuff for Kingdom Hearts 4 until at least the next year. And that's being on the generous side of everything and assuming we don't kind of just have something going on in the background. Now, with that said, I want to talk about one of the worlds that I think would be a really neat world to visit. One of the series I played a lot of recently, and this is just in the last 12 months, has been Kingdom Hearts, yes, but Dragon Quest. And you'd be surprised at how many similarities it has between Final Fantasy, where you have several of the same types of enemies, equipment, and themes appearing across the entire series. Bahamut, Ifrit, Shiva, Ramuh, all of these different things. So this would be a great place for Sora to visit. Sora and the crew has many of the same abilities. Sora could enter the world using lightning magic, which is a sign of heroes in the Dragon Quest universe. It could even have a post-game introduction. So the main villain is defeated, but there's still monsters running about, and they help out, of course. And this would be, of course, after the hero, whoever it may be in this particular one, has gone ahead and done the big lifting. So, clear post-game. You could even have it as some sort of world that doesn't have the rampant monsters running around. And now, because of Sora, they never do. The gates, the evil sides of the Dragon Quest remains closed this time in their world. And that could just be like an idea, by the way. After several generations of Eldrix come around, the door is attempting to be reopened, and then for once it just doesn't. And it gets delayed another 1,000 years or how many ever years. This would really work if we divide, like I've been talking about, divide the worlds between realistic worlds and fantasy worlds. So worlds based off of fantasy worlds with based off of reality, and realistic worlds based off of fantasy worlds, fantasy ideas. This world would definitely fall into the fantasy side of the worlds. This could even be the first world Strelitzia shows Sora just to be careful. And that kind of gets into the way the idea of being able to jump to different worlds through posters or video games or any type of multimedia thing in the universe. And it could go even further as long as we continue to take a look into the idea. I think Dragon Quest really does work because you do have a lot of similarities, not only in design, but in the hero's journey. Every game we can take a look at basically has the hero's journey into it. And it's very, very important for us to recognize that. However, whenever we take a look at the heroes throughout the Dragon Quest series, it follows it practically to a T. And so does Sora's. Mickey is effectively his mentor. He disappears. Well, rather, there's more to it, but you get into the everything is Star Wars meme and everything is Xehanort memes. But the short story is I think it could work, and I think it's a neat idea. I'm not sure if it'll happen, since this is primarily a Disney game, which I really don't like. Well, I've liked it since the beginning, but whatever. We might not be able to see like Dragon Quest XI's world, which has very dark moments in it. And then you have the silly moments, and then some more dark moments. So I think it could work. It has a lot of similarities with Kingdom Hearts, and I think they do have some overlap. With that said, if you have any ideas for worlds you might like to see, or any ideas you'd like to explore or talk about, go ahead and leave them in the description below. I normally don't say that, but I am fresh out of ideas. I've got a couple of world videos I want to do. I'm going to revisit Inside Out and theming more specifically, like focusing in on themes. But there's a few other worlds that I think would fit as well. And those are all going to be their separate videos. And most of them I'm not going to be discussing a wish list, but just themes, commonalities between the movie or the property and the game. I'm gonna be looking at things like that where these things line up more. That way we can have a long form discussion about it and maybe even get some buzz for some of these places. But with that said, as Big Boy here rises, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and may joy be to every last one of you.